everybody who has Maltese is residing in Malta and works in Malta is entitled to those drugs on the free list.
It's a real problem, you know. In Israel, the system is a little bit different. We have four organizations that provide health insurance for all the population. And also we have the basket of drugs that is regulated by the Ministry of Health. So all the medications that are in the basket are free of charge in hospitals. And in clinics, for outpatient, all those drugs that are in the basket are very cheap. Actually, the difference is not so big. But what is the problem? The problem for a physician is still the ethical one, is to say or not to say a patient that there are some drugs that are not in the basket, but he can buy it. And in most of the situation, physicians don't address the other drugs. Our basket is rather wide, and it provides the actually solutions for most of the disease. For all the disease, for all the situations that saves lives, that lives are in danger and all this medication saves lives, and for very many drugs that prolongs life. But still, there are some new drugs that patients can decide to buy, or in some cases, patients do their private insurance that covers these drugs. So the basket is rather wide, and usually there is no conversation between the physician and the patient about the other drugs that are not in the basket.
None. I mean, we have fixed rules, laws and regulations about reimbursement. It's not completely reimbursed, but it's decided by the Ministry of Health, in fact, and we don't have any role of the physician. What we can do is specify on the prescription whether it may be a generic instead of an original preparation. The amount of I mean, the size of the package and things like that, but it's not about reimbursement itself.
So in Malta, the system is different. The government purchases the medicines, and if you have a disease where the government gives free medicine, everybody who has Maltese is residing in Malta and works in Malta is entitled to those drugs on the free list. So they are bought in bulk by the government. This has the advantage that when you buy for hundreds of thousands of patients, the prices go down. Then unfortunately, there are diseases which are rare and have high expense. And if they are not on the list, the patient has to buy them out of pocket. So this might create a problem of access to medication. In that case, the doctors can make a special case, justification. Sometimes it's accepted, sometimes it's not accepted. If it's not accepted, then we have what is called the President's Fund, who you can apply, and if the President sees that it is justified, you get it from a fund which is collected from the people. So you go for, and usually that is used for the rare diseases and the expensive treatment. But we do not have a system of reimbursement.